On from Councillor Halpin. If one goes through the items and the various items, whether you support the items or not, each of the items has got a benefit to the public, and they're there for the people of the county of Dun Laoghaire. They're not actually there for business, like one councillor portrayed. We'll get to that on the agenda. They're there for people and for people's benefit to use. Except for one item, which Councillor Halpin has noted, and that's the issue of Poolbeg. I think it's beyond belief that we blindly go into the issue of Poolbeg with the same enthusiasm that has been done in the past. And I just want to start by challenging the waste policy, which says the context and the objectives of this are in line with the waste policy. Environmentally, best practice internationally, locally, at home, anywhere, is to reduce our waste emissions. What's inherent in the Poolbeg site is an incentive to increase our waste. We have been given quotas that were designed when the economy was stronger and with more people earning more money, spending more, accumulating more products and more waste, etc., and a higher population. So the idea that we're going to commit money now, given that we have the same quotas, that if we don't reach Poolbeg, we actually be fined. So I can't see the logic in supporting something that is meant to benefit us environmentally, yet on the one hand the economics behind it is actually be punitive against it. It is again a neoliberal, if you like, agenda in terms of our waste management. It's not sustainable and it's not planned, and it's certainly not going to do anything for carbon emissions, only increase them. And I also disagree with the point made in the report that says that landfill releases more emissions. It may do so, but anaerobic digestion combined with landfill actually reduces our emissions. But the point here is not to have a debate between landfill or a debate between incineration. It's the move towards a zero waste policy. Countries like New Zealand have done this, and they've forced producers of food, of shops, of various multinational supermarkets only to produce materials that can be recyclable in the country. And if our government had any level of vision in terms of the environment, this is one of the first things it would have done, instead of just inheriting the same waste policy and inheriting the same agenda that is the Poolbeg site, which has had 100 million spent on it so far, 30 million of which have been on consultants. So I appeal to councillors not to support any more money being given to the Poolbeg site. It's not an environmental interest, it's certainly not in our economic interest. So to do so would be contrary, I think, to sustainable planning and contrary to any level of fight to reduce our carbon emissions in this country. And if the manager turns around and says we can't recycle much more given the current conditions, blah, 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 have a look at Galway City Councils, increased their recycling up to 50–60%. It can be done, but we need a massive amount of measures to do so. But I think to sit and support this tonight, knowing that we will be fined if we don't produce a certain amount of waste, is environmental suicide. So I just appeal to councillors not to support the Poolbeg.
Councillor Barry Ward.
Because I'm slightly confused. I would like some clarity on this issue, because our Head of Finance did tell us that we weren't projecting the Poolbeg waste incinerator site ahead any further. But if I actually flick to item 7, it says very clearly that we've spent €13,285,000, but we still have future payments of 3.06 million. So we have spent 16 million, but we're budgeting for an anticipated further 3 million, which obviously is projecting the issue further. And again, I repeat the point Councillor Halpin has made. Dublin City Council have, in their wisdom, decided not to progress any more funding until cases have been heard, because, as we know, if these cases are successful, then the whole thing will fall apart and will not go ahead. So are we going to commit 3 million on the basis that Dun Laoghaire knows better than Dublin City Council, or that this council knows better than the old county manager, now the city manager, and the wisdom of the council of Dublin City? We are progressing this further. I believe the manager can clarify this. We are progressing it further if we vote for this. Of course, we can look at the other 13 million if it's a case of impacting the capital budget, and I accept that if it's spent we can look at the other. But certainly the 3.06 million is fresh money in my eyes, and perhaps the Head of Finance clarified it.
Councillor Victor Boyne.